boys and girls, and welcome to Mature Gamer episode 633. I'm Sheepdog, and with me tonight is Pab. Say hello, Pabby.
Hello.
Welcome, everybody. I don't know why I did it like that.
This is weird.
It was weird.
It was just weird.
I want it to be really creepy. Like, hello, children. It's Sheepdog. Sorry I wasn't here last week. I had a school play and parents' evening double whammy. It was so like my son's attention span ran out like midway through the play, and he was in it. But he ran around the room while we were doing his parents' evening, just tidying up, putting stuff on a table, making the room right, which his teacher loved. But I'm there thinking, I wish I could do that. I'm so bored. They're telling me about a kid that I live with. I know all this already. Like, I see him every day. There was people running around outside, and I was thinking, I want to run around outside. By the time I got back, it was like, yeah, I would have been late. But yeah, that was where I was. I did enjoy the ChatGPT OAP race story.
Yes.
I kind of feel like that would have been better, to be honest. I just
Yeah.
I'm on holiday from today. It's Christmas for me now. Which
get lost.
Yesterday I was so excited. I was like, there was a point where I thought, right, I'm gonna finish up at work, and I'm gonna get gone. I'm gonna be, in my own world. I'm gonna have actually it was like I'm gonna have a little nap, and then I'm gonna game. And as I was rolling like everything up at work, I got a message being like, "Can you take Oliver to the pharmacy? He's not well, and we need to speak to a pharmacist to see if we can sort him out because he had this like thing that school worried about." And that took ages, and I was like, "Oh no, all of my plans ruined, and all of this." And then he has to stay off school for 3 days, so I was like, "Oh great, so he's gonna be home all day." And I was like, he's cool though. He won't bother me. It'll be grand. It'll be fine. And then my dad was like, hey, should I come around and do those shelves tomorrow? Because, we want them done and everything. So I was like, okay, well, yeah, all right. I was supposed to be having my day of like Sheepdog's fun. I was going to find like 5 games to play and do all this kind of, exploring game of the year options and all of this while I was on my own, house to myself. So he came and we spent all morning doing that. And then I was finally in a position to be like, I had a quick call with work, and I was all like sorting that out. And I thought, right, now we spent the afternoon gaming, let's go. And then as I come off the call, Ollie walks in and goes, remember last year when I fainted? And I'm like, yeah, I'm familiar with your work. And he goes, it just happened again in the living room. And what do you mean it happened again in the living room? And he said, I got up, and then I woke up on the floor, face down on the rug. And I'm like, when? And he's like, a minute ago. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he was like, I saw SpongeBob as well. And I'm like, what do you mean you saw SpongeBob? He's like, in the room. And then I realized it was probably hallucinations. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I got a bit of a headache. And I was like, what on earth? So I had to it wasn't serious. I wouldn't have been laughing about it if it was. But it was like, I had to sort of get onto 111, like what's going on. They were just like, sweet GP, I think it'll be fine. Like, he's probably got up too quickly, got a head rush, and then woke up a bit confused. But that ate so much time up, as you can imagine. And I'm not complaining because my son was ill. You know what I mean? Like, I want him to be okay. But oh my God, by the time I'd finished all of that and gone and got Ben, it was like, yeah. I said to him, can I play on the Xbox for a minute? And they're like, nah, we're watching videos. And I thought, I haven't got the energy to fight you. I'm going to bed. So yeah, my first day of my Christmas holidays has been horrendous. Not the fun gaming festival that I was expecting it to be. How's your day been? Are you all right? You good?
Yes, I'm all right, Sheepdog. I'm on 7 days to go, so I'm all right. I'm okay.
7 days. Does that mean it's the 17th as we record this? So you finish on Christmas Eve. For a second, my maths was terrible, and I was thinking, what, you finish after Christmas Day, do you, Pab?
Yeah, Boxing Day I finished.
But I think I was counting Saturday instead of Wednesday. Yeah, cool. 7 days. That's not too bad, is it? That's not too shabby. This time of year is usually great. I feel a bit. The only reason I'm booked off is because I didn't use all my holiday up because I spent most of it off sick, which is insane. Work were like, you've got all of your holiday to use, and I was like, yeah. Funnily enough, I've not been in work for 9 months. I don't really need it. And they're like, well, use it or lose it, bud. So I thought, well, I'd
Wow.
rather use it. I'd rather use it than lose it. I shall see you in January. Um, but
That's
yeah,
all right then.
it's been real.
Bonus.
But yeah, I'm gonna segue a little bit here because I know you spoke about this before the episode, and I know it's on your agenda. But
Mm-hmm.
I know we've got our Game of the Year award stuff coming up soon.
Yes.
And I feel
Yes.
confident that I have a strong list of 4 I would stand. If you know, gun to my head and said these better be good, I'd be like, well, I genuinely believe they are. So if you don't like them, shoot me. I don't want to live in a world where you don't like these games. But then I look at the Game of the Year list of winners, and obviously every single category is Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which was already going to be on my list. The one of the rare ones that isn't is Silk Song, which is obviously already on my list. I had to learn that a Chovy isn't a game; it's an esports player, so he can't be on the list. I can't vote for Counter Strike 2, Pabby. I can't vote for a game studio, which was also this Claire Obscure game studio. Can't vote for GTA 6. It's not out yet. Can't vote for a
I mean,
TV show.
you're looking at categories that aren't
Well, I was
of
trying to
relevance.
find a category that was a game, Pebby, and Last of Us
Best
Season
indie
2
game.
TV show can't be. Best indie
Best
game
family
was
game.
where are we? So Donkey Kong was on the list, and
Yes.
I'll be honest, I don't particularly fancy that. It's just banging around being Donkey Kong. A couple of VR games on there that I can't play. Baldur's Gate 3, not this year. But obviously best ongoing community support. I could go for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves fighting game. I'm like, I know Anna played South of Midnight,
Yeah, I did.
and
Finished it.
yeah, yeah. So I hadn't seen that one on the list when I started this cheeky. This is meant to be a joke about how everything on there is like either Claire Obscure or not a game. I don't like Arc Raiders is a no for me because it's that isn't
It's
it
a no. Yeah.
heavily AI based. And yeah, on principle with that one. Blah, 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 blah. Critic was a content creator, can't play him or them. Just I don't know if that's a man or a woman.
Which critical.
Doom was the other one on the list.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of like, you know, used to be a
That'll
big.
make you motion sick, I reckon.
It would actually, to be fair, that game is the game that and Duke Nukem on the PC back in the old days. They were the 2 games where I would play them to death, but it would make me so motion sick that it would basically break my brain. Like Duke Nukem used to make me violently ill. Like, and by violently I mean it made me violent because I felt so ill. Um, yeah, Doom was mad for the clipping. If you went into the wall a bit wrong, you'd suddenly have grey walls just spawning in front of you constantly. I don't think they're like that anymore. I think Bethesda have probably polished them up a bit since the mid-90s, but
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's not a risk I'm willing to take. I also just don't necessarily, not writing off a game I've not played at all here, but I don't think Arc Raiders and Doom are probably going to be my cup of tea, really. It's like I'm not going
Safe at
to...
Midnight though. Safe at
Yeah,
Midnight might be forgot. It's on Game Pass.
this has, I'm not going to lie, Pab, it's kind of wrecked what I was bringing to the podcast for the next hour. If we've already established the game I should play, but I'm happy to hear that that does look pretty good. I like the look of the boss. Well, I say boss, it's like a giant crocodile that the woman's standing in front of. It might not be a boss, it might be an everyday critter that you come
Oh,
across.
it is. It is a boss.
Yeah. All right, I think it is an everyday. Okay, well, either way, it looks cool, actually. A gorgeous looking third person magic adventure. I mean, that does seem right up my alley. I feel like it'd be quite funny if that ended up wheedling its way into the top 3. I'd love that. I'd love to. I mean, it'd be amazing if it ended up taking top spot. I don't see it happening, but it would be amazing if it got anywhere near. To be honest, this year's feels weird because I've got a list of games where I'm not putting them on it, and I won't get into that now because I could do that on the
Do that next
on the
week.
actual episode. But it's not often that I've got games where I went out of my way to get them, play them, thought I would enjoy them, really invested in them, and then thought they weren't worthy of the game of the year. Like, normally normal. Not to sound too, I don't know. There's not been many years where I feel like I've bought and paid for and put an effort into that many games that I'm then like, oh, I'm struggling to put them in the list. Let alone there are multiple here where I just outright don't think they're good enough for the list, and it feels new. It feels unusual for me to have ones where I'm like, you don't belong on this list. Get out. Um, so yeah, we'll see. But I had been putting the feelers out looking for a fifth game that would be worthy, and hopefully, South of Midnight would be the one because, yeah, awesome. The one of the four that I've got on there, I need to clarify where it stands because I think it's been in like it's not early access. It's that they keep extending their demo longer and longer and adding more to it. And I actually do need to catch up a little bit on the demo, but I've been catching up on it as I go. I reviewed it earlier in the year. Um, it's a 2025 game, but it's like I don't think it's actually out.
Is it?
I think I'm just playing. Is that? Do you remember when I can't remember. God damn it! I can't remember its full name. It's that. It was that one that was like the primordial sort of soup of you're playing as the cells. And when I played it and reviewed it, it was like you're just building new life forms and building ecosystems, but it's evolved into more where you're like actually fighting other creatures now, and you're having to build defensive parts to your biomes and so forth because it's really accurate to real life, if that makes sense. How life started out in the sea and all of that. But I can't remember the other one. It's primordial something.
Right, and you're planning on bringing this to Game of the Year?
Well, I loved it. Genuinely thought it was fantastic and wanted to vote it as like maybe number 4 on my list or 5 if South of Midnight was good. I basically wanted to acknowledge it on my list, and now I'm like, actually, it
Well,
might not count because it's
well,
not.
one, I wonder whether Kev will fight you on that, and two, you don't know the name of it.
Well, I only don't know the name of it because I've forgotten the second word of it.
I'm trying to Google it, and I'm going, I don't know what to type.
I know. I
Oh,
wrote
goodness
Primordial
me.
video game, Primordial Life video game, Steam.
I could probably go through
I
my show
literally
notes.
reviewed it on our podcast. I was talking about it yesterday to someone and was like saying, right, that is one of my 4 because someone had linked me to an ASCII game that they wanted me to promote. Just as they were like, oh, this person made this
It's
game,
not
and I
just
think you
called
should.
Primordial, is it? No.
I'm pretty sure it's not. I, mean,
Primordials?
I could just load Steam Pab. I'm at my PC,
I mean,
believe
you
it or
literally
not.
said Primordial Empire
Yes, I think that is the one. Primordial Empire.
on Steam. Yeah, I see it here. Okay.
Yeah, side on colony sim at the macroscopic level, cultivate a colony of
It's not
microbes,
out.
plants, and animals. That's what I'm saying, Pab. I've been playing they've been.
Oh, no, but I'm saying, but it's not even like, it's not even, I think, if it was early access, I think you could have an
Yeah.
argument, but the fact that you are literally playing a demo right now.
Well, he's drip feeding more and more every time he builds a new feature and it works. He
Yeah,
puts it into
yeah.
the demo, and so that's how I've been playing it. And yeah, I'm thinking maybe that don't count. So maybe I do still once I've played in like South of Midnight, which I think I will. I might need 2 at this point.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, no, that was where I was. I was kind of like, I don't, because what I don't want to do is confuse things. Play that as a demo, and then it drops in either 2026, 2020. I don't know what his plan is with this game. But then I go, oh, do you know what? I actually do really, really like that, and it's really good now. And then everyone's like, you voted for it in 2025, you cheater, you know.
Yeah, that's it. Now you've got to decide. Is it for me? For me, it stands as at least a 2026 game because it's not even early access, which says to me that it's still.
And for the listener, I'm not trying to find loopholes here because it's genuine. I mean, I've got enough games to fill a 5. I just don't want to put some games on the 5 because I don't feel like they warrant it. And I don't want to cheapen our award. I am nervous that, as I mentioned a minute ago with the Game of the Year list, and I know we're not all about just going with what the rest of the industry says, but Claire Obscure got 9 awards in this thing, and it already got like 8 in the other one it did. Unless you haven't played it, have you?
What?
Claire Obscure.
I haven't played it.
Is that what you said?
Are you winding me up?
Did you? I can't. No, you did play it, didn't you? Sorry,
Yes,
sorry,
I
you
did.
We talked
Yes.
about it.
Kev is currently playing it.
Okay. And Anna, stopped midway through.
Anna started and
I
fell
think I
off
was just
relatively early on.
yeah, I think I was mixing up that Anna had played it and you had stopped, but I know it's the other way around.
Hmm.
Okay, part of me was worried that it weren't going to get anywhere, but I don't know. Maybe you are already going to vote other things for it. But I'm a bit like, part of me wondered if we all agreed it is going to be the winner, then do we need to do something else to just make it more relevant?
There's not a
Make the episode.
guarantee. There's not a guarantee anymore. For me,
Hmm.
it was locked in a month ago, um, and till I played Dispatch, and it can go either way right now. I really don't know. And Kev's playing Dispatch now. Kev started it on stream the other day.
Oh, I actually saw this on a list of when I was like, well, what games have I missed this year that I should like? And don't get me wrong, you talking about it, I probably just missed that. But that's like the Telltale Games style
Yes.
superheroes talking. I saw this and I thought, oh, I'll get that. And then I wasn't sure what it was on, but I thought, is this going to cost me loads of money right before Christmas and all of that malarkey? I might have a look at it.
25 quid.
That's not too bad, to be fair, is it? It's not bad at all.
8 hours ish, I reckon. There's 8 episodes in the thing.
Is it only Steam or not? That's
it's only no. It's on PlayStation as well. I think. I don't know if it's on Xbox. It's apparently leaks came out today that there's been a listing on the Nintendo eShop of Australia for it for next year. So that has just been leaked. But 8 episodes. It came out 2 episodes a week when it initially released. But they're about an hour each, and I think like people said like this is releasing weekly the way they did was a savvy move in the sense of it kept it in the zeitgeist for a whole month effectively. But where for me it's shot itself in the foot is that it didn't see the amount of nominations and stuff that it would have done. I think for like especially for story, best story or whatever. Yeah, is because the voting probably the cut-off on the voting was it's too late because it was
Yeah,
episodic.
they've had to have voted for like the first
Yes,
episode
I mean
at best.
it did get some nominations. It got in for I think it was best indie, was it, or something like that? Best independent game. No, it didn't. Where is it? Debut indie. There it is. It was in best debut indie. But for me, I think it definitely had the best. Like, I mean, it had some very good performances in it. It had some like the narrative. I think is probably better than at least one of the ones that were nominated for me. But then again, like I say, I bet the cutoff for nominations happened before the game had finished, and people didn't want to take a chance on something that they didn't know. You're not going to vote for something for best narrative in it, and the end's a real stinker. So people just didn't know. So that's kind of shot them in the foot a little bit with that because I think it would have had more nominations in other categories. But yeah, for me, it's right up there right now, Sheepdog, and it can go either way.
Again, if I play that and it turns out to be better than Clair Obscur, I'll be frigging delighted. Honestly, that'd be great. I'm well up for being convinced.
Yes,
If that makes sense.
Indeed.
Because I don't want anyone to think I was trying to talk to someone else about how I was like weighing up the difference between like Silk Song and Clair Obscur, and I can't remember what award I was looking at when I was saying, "Oh, in that award, I hope Clair Obscur wins that," and they were like, "Oh, over Silk Song," and I said, "Well, yeah, I mean, it's they're both games I've really, really loved this year, but one you kind of knew what you were getting because I
Yes,
liked Hollow
yes.
Knight, and it's been great. It's lived up to expectations, and I mean they deserve bloody plaudits for living up to expectation. The pressure on them, I bet they knew they'd done good, but they were also worried that like what if people just don't fall in love with it. But yeah, I know people are sick of hearing about Clair Obscur almost now in some places, especially like if I see on TikTok the comments are always like, "Tired of seeing people glaze this game," and it's like, well. people are just blown away by it. Most of the time when people say that, they've never played it or they only played it for an hour or whatever. But, if you played it all the way through, it is one of those games. I mean, I'm a sucker for that style of story and that genre of story. Like, it's right there in the kind of Sheepdog sweet spot of, things, the way I like a story to be or whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, I think Dispatch will feed a kind of geeky side of me that isn't being fed very well at the moment. That the Marvel films are few and far between, and it feels like every episode of Invincible, every season of that kind of comes and goes with a blink. And The Boys is the same, isn't it? They release a season of The Boys. I feel like it's done in 5 seconds, and I'm like, oh no. So yeah, having a 8 episode, 8 hour story will be quite fun to do. And it's nice to see different perspectives on it as well, isn't it? Different like slants on heroes. As somebody who likes to write, I keep thinking I'd love to do a hero thing one day that's just a bit different to what we already have. But then I'm also like, everyone's over heroes, it's a bit of a fatigue, but they never actually do seem to be. I'll tell you one other question I had about what your thoughts on Game of the Year, Pabby.
Okay, go on.
How do you feel about me nominating my own game? Came out this year. It's not one of the 5 at the moment, but when I was discussing it, someone said to me, "Didn't you release a game?" And I was like, "I could."
I don't know. I
damn well
it's
think
a little bit. It's a little bit of yeah. I don't know, Sheepdog. It's really hard to say that. My initial thought is probably not, but
yeah.
Also, you're effectively because it's not. That's as far as it's
right.
going to go, Sheepdog. So you're burning a vote effectively.
My whole thought process was going to be just basically moaning at Kev and Anna for not playing my new game that I released, because you were very kind, Pabby. You played it. You were a legend. But those two swines, absolutely no help to nobody. It's useless as a chocolate fire guard. Yeah, very unimpressed. So I'm making a new one soon. I've written a lot of the story.
Okay.
We've planned a lot of it out, and yeah, we're going to go hard on this one though. It's not going to be like I want to say 6 level. I've forgotten now. It's been a while since I played my own game, but that was like a 6 level platform type thing with light. But we're going to do like a proper Metroidvania style game, and yeah, I'm hyped for it because we're planning on like proper. My mate's building an engine with it with the other coders. I'm writing a full-on lots of story, side quests, so on and so forth. My friend's doing all the art, and we've got like a really good musician, and yeah, we're just going to properly go for it and make it solid and hope that it will actually be something. And I'm like, yes, this is like another Sheepdog dream side quest happening. I like, me, I like to do all of the side quests, every possible thing. Yeah, I'm super hype, but if they don't play that one, if that one doesn't get at least in the top 5 for our game of the year when it comes, I'll be very disappointed, because it'll be like literally the best thing we've done. It'll be so yeah, looking forward to that. I don't know when that will even remotely be ready. It'll probably be like 2028 or something by that point, but yeah, super hyped for that.
That's all right.
I feel like I was like, so what have you been playing? And then I thought that's a bit too hard. I kind of cutting myself off. That's why I erred, because I was like, did you have anything else you wanted to cover with the Game Awards? Because you were looking for it
Game
for a
Awards.
while. Yep.
No, not overly. I don't. I go back and forth with like Expedition 33 won a lot of stuff, and I expect it will continue to win a lot of stuff this year. Yeah, I don't know what my thoughts are. I've kind of lost my train of thought. I'm just reading through the list here, and I just lost my train of thought. And
well, I suddenly saw myself that Hades 2 was on the list, and I haven't played Hades 1, but I also don't ever really play these kind of isometric. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
It's like I've never really played Diablo games, and they're the same sort of style, aren't they? Just going around that room.
Yes, but it is a roguelike, and it's a very good story to it, and an incredible amount of depth to the game. Um, I I could see you probably getting into that Sheepdog. I really do. And I don't know if one's on Game Pass. It was for a little bit. But yeah, that is. I think you. I've played bits of both of them at this point. I like them both, but I also necessarily don't know if they're 100% for me. Can't decide.
I
I find
think
myself losing myself in it a lot, but
I think I like tried one of the Diablos back in the day and was like, I'm surprised this is such a hyped thing, and it was really like. But then I didn't really give it that much time. So there's probably something I missed with it. But I was like, yeah, no, I don't really get
it,
the
it
love, and so now I'm always a bit
it's
like, I don't know. I don't know all of the games are that. That's a silly thing to do. That's like saying I played the first level of Mario and now I don't play platforming games. Um, but I
it's
just
only
didn't feel.
it's only like Diablo in like the camera perspective. Let's say
That's what I'm saying. And yeah, I think that was what
it
made me not
plays
look at this. Yeah.
much different to that in the sense of you you have it's not like tons of like hotkey buttons like presses and stuff like that. You've not got loads of abilities all set up, and they're all like each area is like a little arena. You go into arenas. It's like arena. Then you pick your upgrade sort of thing. You clear out of that next arena. You go onto the boss sort of thing. It's much more run based um, sort of thing um, than a Diablo, which is a much more I'd say a bit more open world kind of thing. So I don't know. I think you might get some out of it, Sheepdog, especially if you can find it on Game Pass or Hades
Mm.
One. Hades
Yeah,
One is,
I'll have a look.
and
Because I mean,
I mean, as time of recording, the time of release, as of recording, the Steam sale isn't live that I know of. Nothing's changed as it. I'm suddenly going to Steam to have a look. No, it isn't. But I, I by the time this episode comes out, it could be on. The Steam sale could be on, so it might be you might be able to find Hades One for relatively cheap. I know that's not going to help you for Game of the Year.
oh
Uh,
no, but I'm up for yeah. It's not all just about
but I
that. I
mean,
just
I
thought
think
this is coming up,
you would
and
get a lot more out of it knowing the story of Hades One to before you played Hades Two. So I wouldn't necessarily say jump into Hades Two straight away. I mean, you probably
I imagine
can, but
if
you're
I am
gonna.
getting that for post Christmas, I'm going to have a bit of a queue because I know that. Well, assuming on my birthday wish list, I had like the Suikoden 1 and 2 remake, and
Oh
I
yeah,
did
yeah.
have the Final Fantasy, 1 to 6, but I deleted that off when no one bought it because I was like, I don't actually think I'd. I was watching a streamer play 6, and so I was really hyped. But now that stream's kind of been and gone, I'm a bit like, oh, I know the story already. I've completed it before. I don't need to get it again. Whereas Suikoden 1 and 2, I'm kind of like, oh, it'd be lovely to revisit them with probably, hopefully, a speed up button on the Switch. But I'm a bit like aware that once I've said, oh, I'm playing that, I can't really. There's much more to say than that. I also have, oh, is it Divinity? So I know that the Baldur's Gate makers
Yes.
are doing a new Divinity. Um, is that what it's called?
Yeah, Divinity. The original Sin games are the first two.
Yeah. So I've asked for the one that was on PS4. Um, is it the second one? Or is it Divinity
I can't
2?
remember. I know that they've released it. There's plans to release it on Switch. I think at some point in the near future. Did I read that
So
somewhere? So
possibly, yeah, because I think I was looking for it recently, and I am getting that on the PS4 version, so that I can play on the PS5, and um,
yeah, yeah.
that's going to take ages. So I'm a little bit like, oh god, I'm stacking myself up with RPGs, and I've got to play other stuff around that. Got Cult of the Lamb DLC coming up. Got Silk Song DLC coming up.
I mean,
It's
there's,
good to be eating this match.
there is an ever growing list in the game recommendations
Yes,
channel.
there is, mate. I flicked
I
through
mean,
that and was like, God,
specifically,
this.
I've been adding games specifically for you in the last 2 days.
It's not gone unnoticed, and it was good timing because as you did that, I was going through the questioning people, saying, "Well, what other stuff's out there? What should I look out at?" Because normally I feel like I am more aware and looking at stuff, but I think I was
Mhm.
so focused
Mhm.
on like Silk Sun coming out, and knowing it would take me ages, and I was so focused on Pokemon coming out, and I thought I was convinced I was going to love it, that I'm kind of just like, oh wow, I mean, this feeds into what I've been playing this week a little bit as well, so I will
Okay.
talk about it in that way. But I completed Pokemon Legends ZA, got to the end of that story, decided that of all the Pokemon games I've ever played, this is my least favorite one.
Huh.
Um,
Huh.
I am
Okay.
kind of in a position now where I started off giving it that kind of title as my least favorite, and then the more I think about it, the more I'm like, this is absolute bobbins, and I'm disappointed as hell. I'm not getting the DLC.
Wow.
Ollie wants it for Christmas, so I'm gonna let him get it. That's not me
Fair.
copping out
Fair.
in like oh, it means I get it by the back door or anything, because I won't be able to play it on my Switch 2, so I will not be able to play it. I am thinking I'll get him to send me all the Pokemon Home Pokemon, and that might fill the decks. But I don't really know how it would work, whether I have to borrow a Mega Evolve and give them back or what. But um, from what I understand, so basically, my problems with Legend CA was it has no, it has a completely worthless plot. Like, it is so shallow and pointless. Um, you play a character who rocks up to Kalos off of a train, presumably with a plan, right? You're going there for a reason. Guy stops you as you get off the train and says, "Help me film a TikTok. Help me film like a TikTok video." While you're filming that, you get robbed, which any sane person would think he was linked to. You chase down the Pokemon that stole your bag. You get it back, and then he's like, "Why don't you come stay at the hotel I'm living in?" And you live with him at this hotel, and they're like, "We are trying to do these battles to become the best trainer in the area so that we can solve all of our problems." And you are inexplicably better than every single one of them put together, and they're all talking about what a hype, amazing trainer you are. You end up helping him pay off £1 million worth of debt. You end up straightening out like half the city's problems, and then it's weird. You're told that whoever's the best gets to be the person who gets to fight this fight at the end, and you didn't even know what. This is a slight spoiler, but it's not a spoiler, because you'll hear and you'll think, yeah, that is stupid. You're told whoever is the best fighter gets to do this thing at the end. You win the fight against your rival, who I hated the entire game. He was awful. And then, even though I won, he went, "I'm going to do it anyway." So he goes off into this tower and does all of the plot, while I stand outside fighting this completely inexplicable, unrelated bunch of friggin' flowers. And I'm like, what? It's just a flower that's like angry, and I'm hitting it with my Pokemon. And every now and again, Zygarde's appearing with a shield, and I have to stand under him. And then I can go back to fighting this stupid, boring flower. I even thought at first, oh, I'll give him a chance. I'm probably traveling around fighting these flowers in lots of different places, and then I'll get inside and there'll be more plot. But no, it's the same two flowers, just keep respawning. And then eventually it kind of goes, "Ah, you did it. Well done. Calm things down now." And then there was like a really bizarre, like, "Thanks everyone, I really appreciate your efforts" scene. And then it just like cuts to a funeral, and I'm like, "Well, wait, who died? What?" And there's no like actual on-screen showing or plot of someone dying, but they're like, "Oh yeah, anyway." And then it's like, okay, well, if if you want to do any post-game stuff, there's just a whole string of missions now to do, where you just rock up and do a battle, and then you get Mewtwo, you do a battle, and you get, and it was like, there's no story here at all. And then I thought, oh, maybe the story's in the DLC, because they can be a bit like that sometimes, can't they? Where you just like, you get the DLC and suddenly the game's 10 times better. And so I was willing to, as much as I don't like that, I was like, oh, maybe they're saving it for that, and cheeky, but And from what I understand, the DLC is exactly the same. You literally just have to. I mean, this
Mm.
time you have to make a donut out of berries, but you can either buy berries one at a time, but you need 100. So you
Wow.
have to stand
Okay.
there and go buy one, buy one, buy one. And then once you've got your berries and you've made a donut, you get to go into a wormhole to the mega dimension, but you're on a timer. And if you run out of time there, you get sent back. And so there's trainers for you to fight in the wormholes. And I don't, from what I understand, you don't get to control them. Maybe you do, but I don't think you get to control exactly which one you go to. But you're trying to get to the right sort of ones so that you can just have a fight with like Mega, whatever, Darkrai or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then you catch that. But if you have to battle all the trainers that are in there, you end up, and like if they see you, like in the ZA battles, then you have to fight them. But if you fight them, you could run out of time, basically. So you're kind of running around those ZA nighttime battle things, but you actually want to do something while you're in there. So the people I was speaking to who played it were saying, I hate it because I avoid every single trainer because I want to get to the thing I'm trying to get to, and then I still run out of time and I have to make another bloody donut. And I was like, what? And they said, yeah, they were just like, it's not fun. You're just barely doing the most convolutedly shallow missions to just
Mm-hmm.
grind
Mm-hmm.
through getting Pokemon you already have, because none of them are new. Like I my whole thing is like getting new ones, and I like that, but I'm just so like shocked about how terrible it is, and it properly threw me off the boat with it. Like I can't believe how much, to the point where like I actually signed up to a couple of review sites just to leave some reviews of the whole series so that I could review this one badly and make it clear that I'm not just going on there to review bomb something, but I would give it a proper write up, and my genuine feelings on it, because I was just like, I can't believe this. Really, I don't think anything external is affecting that opinion of it. Ollie said he quite likes it, and his friend at school likes it, but I do think a lot of that for him is that he's talking to some friends and they're both like enjoying talking about different things they did in it. But
Yeah.
he doesn't really see the story as thin. Whereas I guess maybe I've just done well with good story-driven games this year, and this one just feels so. The story's never good in them, but the story in Arceus and Scarlet and Violet and the DLC to that was all decent. This just didn't. It didn't address anything. It didn't reassert anything. It didn't flip the narrative on anything. It just made the villains from Gen 6 look a bit weird, and brought people back that didn't need to be brought back. And I don't know. I just feel like, God, what were they thinking? And yeah, I think the opinion is quite similar online in most of the places I go. If you look up, there are a lot of people who say this is their favorite game ever, and you're like, really? I think that might be a bit of. I mean, people are entitled to have that opinion, but I feel like I don't believe them. I genuinely don't believe them. Like, I just feel like that can't be real. That cannot be real, and because even if you thought it was good, are you telling me you think it's better than Arceus? You're telling me you thought it was better. I mean, I've not actually even played Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I didn't know that they were on the DS. I didn't know I could play them on the 3DS, because I think it was just during a period where I wasn't playing Pokemon. But everyone tells me they're reliably some of the best games they've ever put out. And I'm thinking, are these people seriously saying Legend Zelda is better than that? Because I just don't see it. There's so many weird decisions made with it. I feel like it should have been a DLC for a Gen 6 remake, maybe. The whole thing should have just been a DLC, because it doesn't. I mean, I know you have played it, and I mean, do you agree with anything I've said? Do you think am I wrong at all?
I've not played enough to pit. I've played maybe 10 hours, maybe, of it. I don't know. Like I say, for me, I wasn't really paying much attention to the story stuff going on. I was just going around catching the Pokemon and just trying to get up the ranking, and I was annoyed when it skipped me a bunch of levels, but that's about it.
See, that's weird. Again, that I didn't mind being skipped because I thought, oh, it saves the grind. But I was talking to my friend about how in Sword and Shield, there's a moment where you are in a town and there's a whole thing going on, and when you go into this tunnel, there's all people and there's a blockade. And then Leon's like, "You stay here, kid. I'll deal with this." And everyone talks about how that was really bizarre, because it was like, yeah, you're talking to the gamer as well, though. You're saying, "Hey, player, don't worry. We're going to do this off camera. You're not even going to know what the threat is." And at the time, I was like, "That's really weird." But then I thought, it's kind of funny as well because, yeah, why would anyone be like, "Yeah, no, let the 10-year-old do it." Um, it just felt like a bit of a joke and a bit of a side thing to be like, "No, they really shouldn't be dealing with that." And that was my defense of it at the time. It was like, "Well, yeah, I think they were just making a joke." But now with this, it felt like the whole game was like, you don't need to worry about ranks, whatever it was, R to B. Don't worry about them. You don't have to worry about going into the building and defeating the actual problem. You just stand out here. You don't worry about this. It's constant. And it was like, what are you doing? Just write a story that involves me doing the stuff. I'm the hero. I'm the player. I'm the one here sitting through the freaking time. I've spent 40 hours on this or whatever it was. You know, why are you writing me out of it, you weirdos? I just don't understand. And it was the same bloke who wrote both. So I'm like, maybe he's just got a bug in his ass about trying to, I don't know,
I'm
let the
curious.
characters do. Go on.
Like, you get to a certain rank, and then it bumps you up 15 ranks or whatever it is,
Mhm.
right? Does it rank your Pokemon up to that level? Or I feel like you're just massively underpowered at that point.
Do you know what's a
Or you
load
should
of
be.
absolute manure? When you go to your evening battles and you're fighting rank C and B people, they're just
Yeah.
the same kind of vague level that you
They
were
should
at.
be massively overpowered.
Yeah, no, you're bang on. It's a plot hole. And it's just gibberish. And what someone pointed out to me, and this had bothered me, but I'd forgotten about it bothering me. And when they brought it up, I was like, oh my God, yes. They said that what's even worse about the wild areas that we both enjoyed, is that you get to like wild area 15, 16, and it's like half the Pokemon in them are Pokemon you already caught in wild area 3 and you've evolved by that point. And it's like, are you having a bloody laugh? Like, why why did you think I'd want that? Why do you think I'd want to get to the point where I'm just catching an evolved version of the Pokemon I've already had for 10 hours? Like, surely the wild area should have something worth exploring for.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
seemed really weird. And I was like, yeah, no, I'd not specifically processed it as something and why it was negative, but it did feel weird that the wild areas become, oh, there's only one thing I don't have in this one, and it's only just opened. That's a bit odd. Nip in, catch it, leave. Um, just really bad
Mhm.
design, really bad story, like a slightly interesting battle routine, but honestly, I felt like I was just standing. I stood behind a car while pressing the same move over and over again for that final boss. And every time a Pokemon died, I just revived it and sent it back out while I stood behind a car. And there was a couple of points where it seemed to hit me with its thing, and I thought, if I die now, I'm gonna just turn this off and never play it again because I was like, I don't. I also really needed to go to bed and needed a wee, and I was like, I must be nearly finished, and it was going on, and I was thinking this battle should have ended so long ago. Um, so okay, I wasn't in the greatest frame of mind, but honestly, I can't believe how bad it was. And so that, I mean, slight spoiler, that's one of my games that's absolutely not making it into the game of the year. It's
No.
it's
Oh,
turd. It's turd. Like honest, absolute turd.
okay.
Like
Good. Good.
if this was on your Christmas list, get rid of it. Honestly, like listener, if you can. Hopefully, if you have got it and you can't, there's no going back, and you're thinking, "Oh no, Sheepdog." Hopefully, I've made it sound so bad that you find it good
Yeah,
because
because
I
there's a
don't
lot
know.
of good reviews out there. So,
I genuinely feel like they're bought now. If I'm honest, I feel like they ain't honest. Maybe I don't want to. I don't want to start casting aspersions on anyone specifically, but I've just come out of my hole and started looking around online, and it's like there's very few people that are enjoying this. When you go on like the usual sort of Metacritics and all of that, it's like critic wise, it's like oh generally favored, and then when you look at fan wise, it's like generally unfavorable. um, yeah, I just and you know me, like I'm literally one of the biggest Pokemon fans imaginable. Like I will forgive quite a lot. I genuinely have been forgiving quite a lot over the years, but this time I just feel really let down. So yeah, but then the other game I played this week, um, I've forgotten what when I said I'm going to segue into what I've been playing. It also makes a point. I forgot what that original point was. But the other game I've been playing this week is obviously Silk Song, which I am bloody loving, and I am at the last boss now, which is very exciting. But it's going to take me a little while to figure it out and beat it, of course. I feel quite funny because there was this point where at the end of the game, it's like do these 3 bosses for the plot reasons, and God, they were hard. Like, honest to God, they were impossible. And I managed to discover. A friend of mine said there's actually a 4th one that the people who send you on the quest don't know about, but you can do that and find a whole extra area and stuff to explore. So that was great fun. I managed to cheese that boss by mistake. I wasn't setting out to cheese it, but I got a safe spot on a wall. And then every time it passed me, I just hit it, and then it died, and I was like, "Yes!" But this other one was like a full-on dance you were supposed to do and avoid its attacks, and I just couldn't get the rhythm right with it. I couldn't jive with it, and I was getting really like, "Oh my God, I just want to complete this game now." And there was probably a moment where I was like, "This is the lowest I've felt, and I'm literally on the penultimate boss." And then I was watching a tip thing online where it was saying like, good builds to build to get good at it, and one of them was just what they called it now, like oh, it was some gamer style name that someone had given it. It was basically like aggressive, like getting in their face, just hacking the heck out of their face, basically.
Right.
But the build was like, instead normally you're supposed to dodge attacks and stuff, but you've got a move where you got a thing you can put on where every time you're hit, you gain some silk. That means you can heal yourself if you get, and then you've got another thing that makes yourself heal faster when you try and press the heal button, and make you heal more than normal. So instead of healing 3, you heal 4, and putting those 3 on and just going ham at the character meant that every time I got her, I could just kind of go off, hide in a corner, heal a little bit, come back and just start hacking the crap out of her. And I think it only took me like 3 attempts at that point to do that because I had to get used to it a little bit. But once I got used to it, I just ended up beating her. So now I'm like going into the final boss with that approach, thinking, "Oh, just hack at the final boss," and that hasn't worked at all. I think I'm on like my 5th attempt now. But I think what I'll do later tonight when everyone's gone to bed is I'll sit there and I'll make a proper, I'm going to try and beat this boss on my own terms build. I'm going to feel great when I finally finish this. Like I've done 98% of the stuff. There's a juggling task I simply cannot do. You got to juggle fleas, and you've got to
I've heard of this,
hit.
yeah.
Yeah, you got to hit something like 45 of them in the air. And to be honest, I was like, the best I could do is 9. I'm rubbish at this. And then while I was showing Ollie how hard it was, I changed needles and smashed like 18 into the air and was like, "Oh, I've just doubled my highest score." But then I literally could not do any better than that every other try I did. He was trying to mug me off and was telling me he'd do it. And then when I gave him the controller, he went, "Oh, I don't play on controller normally. I can't do it." And I think he got 2. But the other one is like a flea dodge thing where you've got to dodge them and they're trying to knock you off a platform and stuff. And I need 60 and I keep getting like 47. So I'm like, maybe I can get to that. But knowing I can't do the juggling one is putting me off trying with the other one. But if I get that all done, that's worth 1% because you get an upgrade to your sword that you use, your needle. And then there's this other bit where I need to get this like health mask thing to get like 1 extra mask of health. But to do that, I'd need to beat this really hard boss and also win a race against this other bug that every time I get, 3/4 way through the track that he's built, I fall off it and I have to start again. And the little animation for restarting it, it's like a bug has to pick me up. He has to then rebuild the whole track. And I'm just like, this is killing me watching you do this over and over again. If it just started back at the line, I'd be quite happy. I'd probably have done it by now. But
yeah.
I'm like, I know I can beat him, but I keep dying. So keep failing. Sorry. So I'm going to leave them. I think I'm quite happy to just say, right, 98%, and probably saved myself 20 hours of failing at those 2 tasks. But yeah, the DLC will be out in like whenever, 6 months or whatever, and I can start pushing towards
Start
whatever
again,
new
yeah.
percent they put out. Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're the things I played most this week, and yeah, I should let you talk. I've been talking at you for like the whole of this.
All right.
Have it,
All right. Do you want to know some information, Sheepdog?
Go on, then.
Pokemon Legends ZA critics percentage 68%.
Oh, that's quite low, actually, isn't it?
Player rating 60. So not
That's
a
higher
million
than I
miles
was
apart.
expecting. But was that on Metacritic?
Open Critic.
Ah, do you know what? That's funny actually, because I did end up moving to OpenCritic to read what they had after reading the Metacritic and thinking I'm not sure I like the cut of their jib, but
Yeah, a lot of
I've
people
just
have moved to Open Critic because Metacritic's owned by
so
big company
on
now.
Meta it's 77 generally favourable, and then see I find this confusing because it's 77 for the critics and it's 4.7 for the user. So I'm guessing that they are doing that one out of 10 and the other one out of 100. But then you would just call that 47, wouldn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's
Anyway.
47 on, which is more accurate. I gave it a 2
Mm-hmm.
out of 10 because I didn't see. I started to give it lower, and then I was like, I don't think. I think lower is being harsh, but I was like, I'm giving it 2 for the battle style, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because 1 felt too low, so it's basically a 1. Um, but yeah. Anyway, go on, Pab. Keep talking.
Anyway, sorry. Yes. What have I played? They announced. Well, I've played the Pragmata demo. It was announced it was coming out at the Game Awards. The demo. It's coming out. Is it April next year? I think. It's a big Capcom game where you are this guy in space, similar to a little bit, tiny little bit, like similar to like the Dead Space guy, but it's not a horror game. And you come across this android, uh, and the android is a little girl, and then you're now tasked with kind of like looking after. Well, she just kind of tags along with you. So I played the demo. It's out now. I think it's on most things. I don't know if it's. I know I played it on Steam, and yeah, it seems all right for what it is. It seems all right for what it is. That I've not really played a Capcom game in a long time, really similar to this. It seems like you have, based on what I played, you have a series of weapons that you can pick up, and then you have a pistol which has, from what I could tell, you seem to have infinite bullets. And then I picked up like 2 other different types of weapons. One seemed more like a mechanical, like a sci-fi shotgun, and one was like a freeze gun that kind of like did like chip damage to enemies. But what I found was good because you go in these big like, not they're like sterile, like all white walls and like white floors and stuff like that. And we had to do something. I think we're on the moon. I think we're on the moon. I had to say we're in this facility on the moon. I could be wrong, but you could see Earth at a certain point. You could see it at a window. You could see Earth. I think that's right. Excuse me. And you have to. They have these like they must be robots. They're like robots and android kind of enemies, and you can shoot them or what have you, which is fine. But you do very little damage to them. Where the little girl android comes into it, because she can hack them, and there's sort of, while you're playing the game, you can like press a button and then you activate like this hacking mini game while the game is still going on. So it doesn't like freeze time or anything. You've still got to navigate the arena, so to speak, while trying to do this hacking mini game. And it's sort of like you've just kind of got to navigate yourself around this grid and get to like the end zone sort of thing. And then you do that, and it basically just opens. It opens the bot up to like a load of weak spots, and you shoot them in like 3 hits. And there are several pickups in the world. You can find lots of like pickups that help the hacking, and you can then like certain like let's say power ups. The power ups get entered onto the grid, into the hacking grid, so you can get to the end point and open the weak points to the bot. But there's also power ups on that grid, so you could go out your way to go and get the power ups and then get to the exit sort of thing, get to the end point, which can affect how you fight. And something like there's a boss fight, I think you kind of required you to do certain things. Like you had to use a certain power up to basically slow it down and stop it in its tracks, sort of thing. And it was fun. I enjoyed what I played. It's only about a 25-minute demo, but I am optimistic about this game. I was a little unsure because I've only seen the trailers and bits of gameplay stuff, and I was a little unsure. But I liked what I played. It was a little slow and clunky in places, and I think that's intentional because it's it's big space guy in space, and you're trying to just I think it's intentional that. But I quite liked what I played. So I look forward to playing that in March or April. I think it's March
Nice.
or April.
What was the name of it again? Because it
Pragmata.
Pragmata.
Yeah,
Off
yeah.
P off F. Sorry.
Pragmata. Pragmata.
That's me being deaf there. The next
It's
time
all
you
right.
said
It's
it, I
all
was
right.
like, you definitely said Prag, but I thought I
Yes,
was like, could be Frag,
it seems all right for what it is. And the only other thing I've put time into, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've played. I've been racking my brain thinking, is there anything else I've played? I've got Apple Arcade now for a 3-month period. I've never had Apple Arcade because I've never had an iPhone since it started up. So
have you just recently got one and
yes,
you're getting the 3-month?
Yes, I'm on the 3-month trial now.
I'm going to do to you what I do to my mum and dad when they tell me they've got new things. Should have let me know, Pab. I could have given you A, a discount code, and B, a
What?
little trick. Well, did you go with EE by any chance?
Yes.
I get
No.
Okay.
No, I bought it. I bought it from Apple.
No, fair enough. Well, I mean, for anyone else who knows me enough to feel this isn't weird, I get like perk codes from EE, so I can give you discounts on stuff if I give you the code and you buy it online. But also, not to steal your thing a little bit, but I learned the other day when I was trying to renew my family things, I decided I was going to buy one from Apple directly, and I was just going to get a SIM card off a random thing on Money Saving Expert. And when I rang them to do that, they were like, yeah, just request your pack code, or it was called pack code. So I filled out that, and immediately my phone rang. And they're like, what are you doing? Can we help you at all with it? And I was like, it's a pack code. I know how to do that. That's fine. And they were like, how come you're leaving then? And I said, well, because you're extortionately expensive compared to everybody else. And they were like, oh, I could probably get you a better price. That's my job. And I was like, cool. So he didn't. But what I realized was every time I requested a puck code, my phone would ring. So I just kept doing that. I did that 4 times until the person I spoke to gave me a good deal over the course of a week. So I renewed all ours. And funnily enough, I've also been scouring through Apple Arcade because I've had it and I was using it. That's how I got like Balatro and other things. But
oh yeah.
I'm interested to see what you have found on it because I discovered Cult of the Lamb was on there earlier.
Yes.
Which I'm going to get for Ben.
I went, huh? There you go.
Yeah.
Interesting. That is one that's on there. There's a few different games on there. And I've gone, oh, I didn't know that they'd ported this over.
Yeah, no, this is a lot better than it used to be. And every time I look at it, I realise they've grown it a bit more. It's even got Final Fantasies on it. To be fair, if there's Final Fantasy 6 on here, I've done myself a right favour taking it off my list. I'm gonna have a look at it while you're telling us what you got playing.
Well, I've not played them yet. I've downloaded them. I remembered that they were on there initially. That the golf game. Did you play that one at the time? I can't remember.
I don't think I did. I think I wrote it down.
And what the car, I think. And I've just downloaded them. What is on there?
Stardew Valley.
Yeah, it's not surprising. So it's not really for me a mobile game. For me,
Yeah,
it's a game that's just kind of ported to a mobile. That I want a game that's not got. I don't have to turn on its side, sort of thing, and I just want to play it in portrait mode, and I don't want it to sap all my battery. So yeah, so I've got them to try. Two games that I've gone for. I went for Grindstone. I've had Grindstone came out like released on Arcade initially. However many years ago it came out. Was it a couple of years ago? I want to say Apple Arcade came out now, maybe. Um, and I saw it and was like, this is a cool little match free kind of level based game. And it's come out on other things. I've just like I've not been able to justify paying the 12 quid or whatever they want for it. I was like, I don't know, I don't want to necessarily play a match free game on like my PC sort of thing. It's an ideal for me. It's an ideal phone game, a match free game. Um, and yeah, it's level based, and you are a Viking warrior fella, and your match free sort of thing is like there's um like monsters, and you have to like drag your finger around like the corresponding same colored enemies, and then kill them all, and then you have to certain like rack up a certain number before you can exit the level, and the exit's at the top of the grid sort of thing. So you have to find your way to the top of the grid and then exit out the top. But in that grid, there's also treasure chests, grindstones, as they were. You get a grindstone on the playfield if you get over 5 or 6 enemies in a row, sort of thing. And then you land that you can go through the grindstone sort of thing, and it allows you to change the color of enemy that you are like matching with, on your chain sort of thing. So you can get a big chain of it. And after a certain amount of time, these enemies become agitated and start attacking you. So you have 3 hits on your health, and then you can find blueprints in the treasure chests, and then you can get items to be used, such as bow and arrow. I've got a shield as well now, but they're all like they have durability on, so they will eventually break. And you can put them in at certain points of the game, so don't lose health or whatever. You can shoot enemies from a distance, and yeah, it just seems like a very competent kind of like match free game. It's level based, and it can't be run based. I was going to say, I wonder if it's run based on the fact that you have hearts, and I thought, I wonder what happens if you die. But I was like, sure, you just fail that level and you just do the level again, because it's like you're working your way up like this level chart. It's like going up a mountain sort of thing. And I think I was on like level 4, I think. And then I unlocked there's like daily challenges one as well. So then there's like a leaderboard and like a daily challenge like map. Like a daily challenge grid for you to go through and see how long you can survive in this what. And I was woefully bad at it. I think I need to properly get the full understanding of it before I start playing the daily challenge one, because I think it's designed for people who know what they're doing. But yeah, it seemed alright for what it is. The other game that I've got is a game called Spellstruck, and it's pretty much Disney Scrabble.
Oh, oh my God! You've just made me realize Disney Scrabble, but also I have played another game this week, which I'll talk about afterwards because I
Oh,
spent
okay.
like 3 days on it. But go on, Disney Scrabble.
Yes, it's like Scrabble, but it's like level-based Scrabble. Similar to Grindstone, you have like a series of like worlds you have, and you have to like work your way through each level. Um, and every level has an enemy, and it's like this big shadowy like wisp creature, and you have to get a higher score than him pretty much in Scrabble. You have like 5 turns, whatever it is, each, and then you have to similar. It's pretty much is just Scrabble. You just have letters on the bottom, and then you have a word. It's always the enemy starts first. He sets a word off, and you just got to kind of make a word out of it. And they have like triple word scores and 3 letter and like triple double letter scores and stuff like that. And every now and again, you get a certain point, you can activate a power up, and then it just throws an extra like triples and double letters and word tiles onto the field sort of thing, and you can do that for a round. And yeah, you just have to get a better score than them. And then at the end of each world there's like a boss, and it's like I've only done the first world, which is Princess Tiana, and she this like shadowy wisp kind of takes over and makes her a shadowy character, and to basically get her back, to win her back, you have to, like, the previous levels in that world have letters of her name. This basically steals letters from her name, sort of thing. And the previous levels have a letter, so you work up to that final one, and you beat them, and you put the final letter in, and you get it back, and then you move on to the next one, which I think is Tangled. I was like, okay, that is the type of game that I want. I don't want a big powerhouse, battery hungry game that's gonna
Does that
that's
have
just
difficulty levels on it? As I'm wondering, I'm gonna
I
sound
mean,
like a boring old
possibly.
farty, but I'm thinking I could get Ben on that to teach him to spell a little bit. You know, he'd like the
I
Disney side
don't
of it.
know. It might do. It might be worth a look. Like I say, it's on Apple Arcade. It didn't cost anything, and that's the thing I like about this. I mean, I know how Apple Arcade has worked. It's always been it's zero. Like it's all zero ads, zero like monetary. It's no gotcha
Yeah,
games on it where you're charging you for things and charging you for like playing further levels and stuff. You just get the whole game, and it's all in there because it's part of Apple Arcade.
if your EE Sim has like an extra in it at all, like mine always come with an extra, but for a fiver I could upgrade to Apple One, which meant I
Right.
got like I don't use it because I use Spotify, and I should probably cancel it because I don't like them. But I get like Apple Music, Apple TV, Apple Arcade. I get
Huh.
200 gig of storage, and then I think like Apple Fitness, which obviously I ain't using, and some other bits and bobs like that. But
I'll have to look
when
into
I was
that.
pricing it all
Interesting.
up, it was like I could spend £18 on that separately and not get an EE contract that I
Yeah.
was getting, or with EE, I was able to upgrade my perk because I think there's other perks they give you that you can get, like, or I could have had just Apple
Yeah. Yeah.
TV, but for the fiver, I could get all of it. So I then shared it with my family as well, which means that they're all able to play the arcade games, which is cool. But
Yeah. I'll have to
yeah,
look into that. Yeah, that sounds all right. Because, like I say, I'm on a 3 month trial. I've got Apple Music now for 3 months. I've got Apple TV for 3 months, and I've got the Apple Arcade for 3 months. So, yeah, we'll see how we get on with that. Um, yeah, I'll. Anyway, go on, Sheepdog. You had a game you wanted to talk about
no.
before we go.
So I don't know. I'm pretty sure I covered it last year that I went to my friends for a weekend and we played Kingdom Hearts 1 all the way through. Well, we
Right.
met up on Friday and played Kingdom Hearts 2 all the way through from start to finish in
Wow.
basically one go. We slept in the middle. So Friday night we started it. We slept Friday night and then we played it all the way through till like 6 a.m. Sunday morning. But that is a cracking game and a cracking series. Obviously, it's Final Fantasy and Disney mixed. It's all sorts of peak drama and heartless and nameless and nobodies and all of this. Villains that have lost their hearts and stuff. But yeah, peak drama, peak convoluted ins and outs, loads of niche little puzzle games you can buy that give you massive important plot points that then they're taken off the store, so you can't actually buy them and play them anymore. And I think between this game and Kingdom Hearts 3, there's like I had a choice between can't remember how long it was, like a 5-minute video someone had made, or there's like a 45-minute long film. It might even be longer, actually. It might be the other way around. It might be that it's a 45-minute one I can watch, or an even longer one. But I'm into it. I'm up for it. Like, I'll probably watch both at this point because I feel quite hype about it. But it was just fun because
Mhm.
I suddenly noticed certain things about certain people's names and things like that, and then it become a relevant plot point. And yeah, there's all sorts of clever stuff going on there. I knew that I'd like this series, but I'd never been able to sit and just play it. And I'm not very good with the running around in the free. I'm like, I get a bit sick. I got a bit lost and I got a bit confused. Um, they kept trying to get me to play take a turn on the controller, and I kept being like, I'd rather not. I had a little go here and there, but ultimately I let them play it while I watched because that's how I'd pitched it in the first place. I was like, when I was younger, I used to love going to visit my mate and he'd be playing a game where I'd just sit and we'd hang out and chat. And then, I'd get to experience the game, play a
Mhm.
little bit, but
Mhm.
ultimately just, yeah, whatever, we'd be chilling. And so then we just did that. We all met up and we just sat there playing it. But it was good. I don't think
Mhm.
it's going to be possible for us to fit Kingdom Hearts 3 into a weekend, but such a great way to play a game because I felt like I was just like, we went out to grab something from the corner shop one night and I was like, I've not been outside or really walked anywhere in like 24 hours at this point, you know. Just been sat on a sofa, just like watching this game, living this game, and it was the only thing that mattered, kind of thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, Kingdom Hearts is a great series. If people out there haven't watched it or played it, get on it. It's good. But yeah,
Mhm.
that is me.
Excellent, Sheepdog. Well, wrap us up then. I think we're good.
Oh yeah, I'm the host. Whoops. If you want to contact us, you can find us at Mgukpodcast, or I nearly said Lelujo. Then bloody hell. You can find me at Sheepdog6K on Blue Sky and all of that.
And I'm at Pab 1986.
Yes, you are.
I
So
am.
yeah, thank you for listening, folks. Is next week our game of the year episode then?
Should be, yes,
Should
because I
be.
feel like year after that, the week after that is Zeitgeist time.
Zeitgeist. Yeah, God, we're running out of
Yes,
year, aren't
that's
we?
come round quick.
Um, well then, everyone, we'll see you next week.
Bye, folks.
Have a good
Thanks for
week.
listening. Bye.
Yep, bye.